What's up, everybody? This is Cool Dude, and welcome back to another cool review. Today, we're going to be checking out a badass film. I'm sorry, I'm so excited because I finally got to watch this movie for the first time, and oh my god, I can't wait to talk about it here. Today, we're going to be talking about the classic Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie. I don't care what you say, you're wrong. It's a Christmas movie. Die Hard. This is the film that pretty much put Bruce Willis on the map, as far as I'm told. He was, kind of an unknown before this movie, but when it came out, people loved him. And, the more times you see him in, Die Hard movies, and not only that, you see him, in a lot of stuff now, I think it's fair to say that Die Hard was the one that catapulted his career. And rightfully so, he's a good actor, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So, Die Hard. Basically, the movie stars John McClane, as he's going to this office Christmas party, and he's kind of going through some drama with his wife, who, he's suspected of cheating on him, and, she just not accepting him, back into the relationship and whatnot. You would think that this is one of those movies where, oh god, the divorced couple, I hate this, when they just bicker and argue like those dysfunctional, dudes from Twister, which hate the romance in that movie, my god. Anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms. But no, it doesn't focus on that too much, which I do appreciate and like. It's not the whole focus. And suddenly, terrorists attack the building. Literally, out of nowhere, terrorists just start going gun-ho on everything, and the action just kicks off like that. Sure, there's a little bit of talking and build-up, but still, the terrorists just attack literally out of nowhere, so I like the whole, flamboyant start to everything, and they are led by Hans Gruber, played brilliantly by Alan Rickman, and the rest of the movie is pretty much John McClane trying to escape the terrorists and trying to stop them with the help of some police officers that come eventually on the scene, and, mysteries start unraveling, their motivations start to be unraveling, and, their conflicts just collide in this epic action Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas. That's final discussion. I hate people that don't say this is a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie, for God's sake. Just accept the fun. So, with that out of the way, let's go on to the good stuff of this movie. Good stuff, number one, Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman. Bruce Willis, obviously, because I had my doubts about him. I was like, okay, I know people are hyping him out as a bad A, but, he probably isn't that good, so let me just watch it. And, no, he doesn't start off as a bad A, because, he's just kind of some guy. As he's introduced, he's kind of just, your average run-of-the-mill dude with this job, and, he's divorced with his wife, he's trying to get back together with them. Granted, he has muscles, and he's very built, love the stature. But still, just kind of the run-of-the-mill guy. But when stuff goes down, when terrorists start attacking, he just engages full Rambo, T-800, some other 80s action hero enter it here mode, because my god, he is awesome. And the thing is, he has such a great delivery with all the lines that he has, because a lot of these lines are very stupid. They're very cheesy. Just even the Yippie mother effer, which, by the way, great line in the movie, best line ever, and I can see why a lot of people quote it. He just makes them sound so, at the same time, one time funny, but also, so bad A, with such a cold delivery and such fun and flair, that it's hard not to fall in love with his performance. And also, he's just a well-written character, John McClane. The fact that he is such a survivor, he is such a go-getter, and that he learns how much his family means to him. And I thought that was really nice and very heartwarming. For all the action that this movie has, it does have a lot of heart, surprisingly, which I also do appreciate. There's, the spirit of Christmas and, being thankful for everybody and, and all that stuff. Obviously, it's not 100% Christmas because there's guns and explosions and whatnot, but still, it has a little bit of essence of Christmas in there. Which is all the more reason why it's a Christmas movie. And, of course, I also said Alan Rickman, but my god, Alan Rickman in this movie is awesome. He just has such a cool voice, it's not like one of those, Morgan Freeman voices where it's very deep. It's just so unique, but it's so awesome to listen to, and he has such a commanding attention voice. It's the voice that kind of, look at me, acknowledge me. You know what I mean? It's just so good, and he just plays a really great villain in this movie. He's so nonchalant, he's so evil and devious, and he's not over the top in this movie. But when he is over the top, it's hilarious. It's just, he's so angry and so bitter, and it's hilarious, but at the same time, he is legitimately intimidating. They know how to make him seem intimidating. And the action in this movie, it's really good. I'm usually not a fan of gun movies because I think they're so boring to just watch guys just go and then guys going oh. I just think that's kind of boring when that's literally all the movie is. But this movie has a wide variety of action sequences. There's one where this guy is getting John McClane's getting chased up the stairs by one of the terrorists, and there's one where he sets up a trap, an explosive trap for the terrorists made in an elevator. There's a lot of variety in the action sequences, and which I do love. I do like about the movie. The characters beside John McClane are pretty good. There aren't a lot of memorable side characters. The police officer that he runs into, he was on Family Matters. I can't remember his name. He was on Family Matters, but anyway, it'll come to me. I'll probably put it in the editing here. But he is really funny and really good, and I really liked his character. The detective is, he's good. The news reporter is snobby, and I hate him. John McClane's wife herself is, at the first she's kind of dislikable. I didn't like her at first, but towards the end they make up. She understands. She's understanding of him, and I'm like, oh, that's sweet. I like that. That's good. So that's really good as well. And the overall mystery behind what the terrorists are doing is very well built up. I like the mystery behind it, because you think they're just average run-of-the-mill terrorists, but when their motivations are revealed, you might be surprised. But with all that out of the way, with all the positives, with all how much I'm praising this movie, it does have a few negatives. What movie doesn't? Movies are not perfect. There is no perfect movie. And this movie does have a few flaws, so let's get to them, shall we? Problem numero uno is that, yeah, some things can be a bit slow. I think towards the end, when, everyone is trying to figure out what to do, and they don't know to trust John McClane, and, the chief is trying to, determine if he's good, that stuff is kind of okay, I get it, they don't trust him, he has to convince them, and, they're trying to distrust him, but then they're gonna see that there's actually terrorists in there. That stuff can get a little repetitive, and it's something I really don't like. Problem number two is that the actual, the side characters themselves are pretty, underutilized. I get it, they're side characters. That's why, they're side characters. But in particular, especially with the terrorists, some of the terrorists, I wish they would have given them a little more personality. But that's just my opinion. That's just my nitpick. So, no real problem for any of you all here. Problem number three is that some of the final action sequence, as cool as it is, runs on a little too long. It does give you just the right amount of energy burst, adrenaline rush as you want, but I just think at the beginning is what, okay, I get it, where the helicopter slowly, flies away, and you see John McClane trying to rush to the stairs, and he tries to get everybody out, and the helicopter starts firing at him. That stuff is okay, come on, can we hurry this up, you know what I mean? But it's not to the point where it's boring. The action sequence itself is not boring, but I just wish it would have been a little bit quicker. Some of the action sequences I wish could have been a little quicker in the, pacing and the delivery. And number four, it is very, the ending feels kind of rushed, in a way. I get it, because there's so much action in the movie, there's so much going on, that, the ending is kind of, abrupt to me. I wish it would have gone on a higher note. I know all the stuff before that was great. It has a great climax, it has some great action, but when the ending comes up, you're like, wait, that's the end? At least to me, because, I didn't want it to end that way. I wanted a bit more. Granted, John McClane and his wife get together and all that, and everyone's happy, but I don't know, I wish we could have gotten a little bit more of a, flamboyant ending after all that awesomeness. But still, those are all minor nitpicks. This movie gets easily a 5 terrorist guns out of 5. This movie is awesome. It's just the perfect combination of lightheartedness, comedic energy, action sequences, great acting, and just a very creative and unique story. How often do you see a Christmas movie starring terrorists blowing up buildings and all that stuff and trying to get money? That's perfect. So with all that out of the way, that is going to wrap it up for this review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't know why it took me so long to watch Die Hard. I thought it would be boring for some reason. I thought it would be very stupid, dumb, and contrived. Because I don't like gun movies in particular. I just think they're very too much reliant on the guns, and the characters can be very flat and bland. But this one was really good. It took me by surprise. I do like it, and it's easily a new Christmas classic for me, and it should be for you if you haven't seen it yet, which I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it by now. But if you haven't, please watch it. And until next time, guys, stay cool, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye, y'all. Yippee-ki-yay.